One of the cars that flooded in this parking lot was right here. It was up to the steering wheel, and now it's being towed. As they're cranking the car up, you can see just how much water is coming out of it.
Thank you so much. Meanwhile, we want to show you this video of a power pole that has been sparking, triggering a fire. This is a scene that has been happening all across the Bay Area tonight because of the rain as it's been moving in, triggering these fires on these power poles. And once again, we are seeing plenty of these happening tonight. And because of this particular scene, this scene is also happening. This is a live look at the PG&E power outage map. You can see there are plenty of outages being popped up, being reported all across the Bay Area tonight. Real quick, those two red triangles that you see on your screen on the far east, that's in Dublin and Pleasanton. More than 6,800 PG&E customers without power. On the west side, underneath San Francisco, south of San Francisco, in South San Francisco near Daly City, nearly 6,900 PG&E customers in the dark tonight. So this is a scene that's going to continue to play out. We'll monitor this for you overnight and online at cron4.com.
Flood warnings and fears of mudslides all at the top of mind in the North Bay this morning. Strong winds, high surf warnings also in effect. Cron 4's Camila Barco dealt with those strong winds early this morning. She joins us live now from downtown Sausalito. As you can see, her hood is kind of moving. That wind is very strong. We can hear it, Camila.
Yeah, the wind is strong, the rain is strong. I'm just getting poured on right now. So it's definitely, like I said, well, like Dave said, rain and wind, that's your forecast today. Well, that's what I'm dealing with right now. Like you said, Noel, I'm in downtown Sausalito, and hopefully you can get a look behind me, and you can just see the sky. The sun, not even out. You can't even see it. It's just gray skies all over. It looks pretty eerie. And it's just quiet out here except for the rain and the wind. You can see pretty much of how the conditions are looking like here in downtown Sausalito. But take a look at this video from earlier this morning on the Golden Gate Bridge. You can see that the roads were wet and slick. Digital signs are posted on the bridge telling people, drivers, to be cautious because of those wet roads. And the most scary part about the weather conditions today was just hearing that wind just howl through as I was driving through the Golden Gate Bridge. So that's how strong the winds were. But aside from the wind, we need to talk about the flooding. There are several flooding advisories in place. One of those is in eastern Sonoma County, and that advisory is in effect until 10:15 this morning. If you are out on the roads, be mindful of those puddles of water, especially if there is major flooding. The Santa Rosa Fire Department says that it's due to the poor drainage because of the amount of rainfall that we're currently getting and the amount of rainfall that we got overnight. And if you are driving out on the roads and you do see puddles of water, especially some major flooding, turn around. The saying is turn around, don't drown. You don't even want to attempt to drive through those conditions because the outcome won't be great. Aside from the flood advisory in eastern Sonoma County, here in Marin County, there is also a flood advisory as well as in Napa County. And as Noel said, there is a surf advisory and a warning going into later tonight until Tuesday. So I know surfers try to appreciate or take advantage of these type of conditions when there's a lot of wind. But today, tomorrow, it's not the day to do that. So if you do not have to go out on the roads, just stay home. Noel, back to you.
Yeah, better safe than sorry. All right, Camila, thank you for that.
Well, tonight's storm pales in comparison to that atmospheric river that walloped the Bay Area earlier this week. And Lawrence is alluding to this other massive storm that could be stalling out on us early next week. Another huge atmospheric river. Just tremendous amounts of rain in about a week's time. As Cron 4's Gail Long reports now, some people living in newer buildings in San Francisco say they're experiencing flooding, leaks, other water damage. She's live in the city with details. Gail, these are people in newer buildings, huh?
Yeah, Grant, we're talking newer condominiums across San Francisco, and one law firm I spoke with, they say they are busy talking repairs since the storm.
The latest atmospheric river brought heavy rain to the Bay Area.
That rain flooding a Hillsborough home in San Mateo County. Roads turned into rivers in Half Moon Bay. And water damage to buildings in San Francisco.
Everything from water leaks, roof leaks, window leaks, door leaks, the podium areas or decks.
We get a lot of phone calls every day when it rains.
Rachel Miller, senior partner at Miller Law Firm, and Thomas Miller, founder and CEO, specializes in construction defects and represents several condominium associations in San Francisco.
Not one has gotten away without leaks this week or in October.
San Francisco received over 3 inches of rain from the latest storm. As of this week, over 12 inches of rain in the city since October 1st. These photos taken this past week show the aftermath. Miller says mid-rise boutique buildings that are 4 to 5 stories high in the Soma, Hayes Valley, Potrero Hill, and Dogpatch neighborhoods are discovering leaks, drips, and mold during wet weather.
For so many months and years, we've had this drought condition. And now these buildings are showing us how they're really performing. They're typically newer buildings that are under 10 years old, that can present their claims to the original developer. That's the statute of limitations.
Miller adds residents should keep an eye on their property year-round.
Don't sit on it. Don't wait for another rainstorm to happen. Take care of it right away, because it can lead to conditions that can cause these various systems to fail more quickly than not, and also can lead to some significant mold problems inside the units.
Miller adds the damages could cost thousands of dollars and suggests for anyone living in a condominium association to contact the board and request an inspection of your property. Reporting from San Francisco, Gail Ong, KRON 4 News.
All right. Continuing our team coverage of the rain, the 49ers are getting ready to kick off their first playoff game in some pretty wet conditions. They'll be taking on the Seattle Seahawks this very afternoon. KRON 4's Camila Barca was live for us at Levi Stadium with more on the conditions the players are up against. Camila.
Yeah, well, up against some wet conditions here at Levi Stadium. It's been raining the entire morning. At times it's been light rain, at times it's been heavy rain, but it hasn't taken a break. However, you know who hasn't taken a break? The 49ers fans. Take a look behind me. You can just see cars lined up to get inside the parking lot, and many of these people are already tailgating at this hour and in this rain. Many of them you can see wearing ponchos. They have their umbrellas. A few people even have tents set up here right outside the parking lot just to get the festivities started before today's game. However, if you are headed to today's game, just be aware that the parking lot is wet. The conditions to get here are very slippery out on the roads. And Stephanie, we have just learned that the flyover has been canceled because of the weather here at today's game. So just a heads up for the 49ers fans coming out here today. However, the players, they're ready, set, and ready to play for today's game. This is them at practice earlier this week. The 49ers will open this postseason in a wild card playoff game against the Seattle Seahawks. It's been a wild season for the 49ers, to say the least. They lost two of their quarterbacks, but Brock Purdy, he's come through. He will make history as the lowest drafted rookie quarterback to start a playoff game. San Francisco has already won twice against the Seahawks this season, and now they're looking for another victory. 49ers fans, they say the fans say the 49ers will take it all the way.
There isn't a game I would not attend to unless I'm bedridden. You know, like anything else, it's just about loyalty. You know, it's about faithfulness. You know, so you believe in the squad, and we salute and we appreciate what they do on the field, and we cheer them on. So this is what it is.
Hence the barbecuing this morning, especially in this rain. They're not letting the celebrations go away because of the weather, Stephanie. Kickoff is at 1:30 this afternoon. If you are headed to today's game, just be prepared for the wet weather. Grab the raincoats, the rain jackets, the rain boots, because it's going to be a wet one here today. I'll send it back to you.
Yeah, some good advice, and nice to see that the rain's not dampening anyone's spirits out there. Thank you so much, Camila.
California, as I mentioned earlier, in a state or under a state of emergency right now as this storm inches closer and closer.
Multiple Bay Area counties are included in the declaration, so they're preparing for damage. Meantime, PG&E is working to get crews stationed where they need to be.
Yeah, we talked about that a bit yesterday. They're ready to pounce and respond to wherever the power outages pop up. We have KRON 4's Will Trant standing by in San Mateo County with a closer look at that and other parts of this coverage. Will, good morning.
Good morning, James. And that is why the governor declared a state of emergency before the storms slammed us. Now, I can tell you 21 counties throughout California, 13 last week. So he's used to doing this. And of those 21 counties that are in effect right now, 5 of them right here in the Bay Area, including San Mateo County. Sand is ready to go. If you still want to hustle at the last minute and go out there and get sandbags, this is in Redwood City if you want to do that. I can tell you the state of emergency allows all of those agencies to go ahead and mobilize before the emergency happens. We're talking Caltrans because we do expect roadways to be flooded and they need to be cleared as quickly as they possibly can. So they are mobilizing. James, you talked about PG&E. They're talking about the California Guard as well. CHP, they're also on high alert and they've been told, you know what, any vacation time, you might want to hold off on that just a little bit until the storm passes. PG&E. Obviously, they're the backbone of our lives. We rely on them so much, and they are already in place just in case power goes out. If power does go out, these are some of the tips that you need to know. Always charge your cell phone and your computer before you go to bed whenever you have power during this time, because if it goes out, you don't know when you might have power, so have that ready to go. My personal tip is have a battery backup, a brick as I call it, in case your cell phone needs it when your power goes out. And also make sure that you don't burn candles, use flashlights. If there are down power lines, of course, don't touch that. There are so many tips obviously on your screen, and we will make sure to put that on our website at kron4.com. The good news is, and we listened to John very closely this morning, we do know that the rain will come at around the 6 o'clock hour. As you can clearly see, I am dry for now, but my flip-flops are ready to go, James and Daria.
Of course.
The North Bay now, where the risk of flooding along the Russian River is growing. Our team coverage continues with KRON 4's Charles Clifford, who's live there in Guerneville. What's the situation like?
Well, you know, as we head into the later afternoon hours, the rain has actually let up a little bit. It's been raining hard for 3 days now, but we're getting a little bit of a break. You know, all of the moisture from these storms that falls pretty much across northern Sonoma County drains into the Russian River, which comes to right here. This is a bottleneck near Guerneville before it heads out to the ocean. As you can see behind me here, the water is high. It's not quite flooding yet. They're expecting that to happen a little later this afternoon, but it is still a danger. Friday morning, the Russian River near Guerneville was running deep and muddy. So far, the river is mostly staying within its banks, but there has already been some flooding. Friday morning, multiple vehicles and buildings were submerged in several feet of water at this construction site on the north side of the river. Crews were on hand trying to clear the debris and save their equipment. Along the river, a few neighbors were checking out the water. This man says he's lived in Guerneville for 43 years, and he's concerned that the river is this high so early in the rainy season.
Winter's just starting, and everything's pretty saturated now, so, you know, I mean, as long as we get breaks in the weather, in the rain, if we get the breaks, that's what we want, so it's good.
The National Weather Service is predicting that the Russian River will hit the minor flooding stage around 6 Friday evening. Neighbors here worry about those who live near the water.
You know, everybody that lives close to the river has to know, you know, what could happen during the winters.
The Weather Service is also predicting that the Russian River will peak around 4 a.m. Saturday morning, and then the water level will hopefully start to recede. All right, back live now. All the people I talked to today are concerned about flooding, but they're also very relieved that fire season is over, that the fire danger is gone, at least for this year. But for now, in the North Bay, Charles Clifford, KRON 4 News.
Santa Rosa under a flood warning tonight. Several roads across Sonoma County already filled with water, and with the rain not letting up, it's only expected to get worse.
Yeah, parking lot flooded so badly. Hundreds of people were trapped inside a hotel and nearby medical offices. That's where we find KRON 4's Sarah Stinson. She joins us there live tonight. Sarah.
Yeah, a nearby creek, it overflowed its bank and flooded this parking lot. I mean, at one point, I'm told the water was up to people's waists. Take a look where it's at right now. It's clearly receded. You can see the water line up on that tire right there. And crews continue to drive by here to check up on the situation because with the rain continuing to be constant, they never know if it could get flooded yet again. An overflowing creek on Thursday flooded this Santa Rosa parking lot on Airway Drive, trapping hundreds of people inside the Hampton Inn and Suites and a Sutter Health medical facility.
I've never seen anything like this. Oh my God.
The flooding prevented this woman from going to a doctor's appointment.
You can't get there from here.
The fire department responded to help rescue people, including an 83-year-old woman in a wheelchair. At least 6 cars got stuck in deep waters. One of the cars that flooded in this parking lot was right here. It was up to the steering wheel, and now it's being towed. As they're cranking the car up, you can see just how much water is coming out of it.
Since this rain started a couple days ago, it's just been non-stop, and we're soaked.
Robbie Cream towed several of the cars away. He owns Unstoppable Towing and Recovery and says this call got dangerous.
We was able to go and get the van. It was about up to my shins. We tried to get this one out, but the water was moving too fast.
Less than a mile away, more cars submerged in water in a shopping center parking lot off Cleveland Avenue. City crews spent much of the day responding to calls like this.
Our public works and street crews, as well as our parks tree crews, have been doing a great job of bouncing around the city, dealing with a lot of trouble spots, working to unclog a lot of storm drain systems.
Santa Rosa Fire Marshal Paul Lowenthal explains how homeowners can help.
Clear your gutters, your on-site private storm drains, so that debris doesn't back up on your property and cause property damage or get into the city or county system and cause issues downstream.
Many homes in the area can be seen with sandbags blocking their driveways. Roadways and vineyards off of River Road are inundated with water. But the storm didn't seem to stop people from driving. Cream says he hopes people take extra caution.
People pulling into flooded waters, and it's not worth it.
It may look like it's something easy to get through, but you don't know how deep it is. You don't know what obstacles are in the way. And an avoidable incident like that prompts a response from fire, EMS, law enforcement. Those resources are needed for critical calls.
A flood warning is in effect for Santa Rosa right now. It goes until tomorrow afternoon at 4 o'clock. So that just means that there's even more of a threat for flooding in this area. Make sure you're extra careful out there. Guys, back to you.
Sarah, you have been out there all day long. When I talked to you at 8 o'clock on KRON On, it was coming down pretty heavily. What have you seen? How have you seen it change over the course of the day?
Yeah, this is the lightest it's been all day. I mean, it's kind of sprinkling right now, but truly, I mean, it just kind of calmed down in the last hour. You can see the winds kind of picked up, but the rain has been nonstop, continuous, hard, all day long, and that's what's made this fight for flooding and all the crews out there working to respond to calls make everything so much harder because it's just been so intense. So we're worried about overnight hours when maybe more rain picks up and we see these puddled areas, these flooded areas. We're worried that it's going to go back up and these creeks are going to swell again. So a lot more to follow here up in the North Bay as the rain just continues.
Yeah, glad to catch any breaks
that
they can get, I'm sure. Yeah.
Sure.
Thanks, Sarah.